Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar just showed up in Madison Square Garden. John Cena says goodbye to Monday Night Raw. Maxine Dupree, the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, is on the show. John Cena is on the show. This is the Raw Recap, a WWE and Fanatics original production. Oh my God. Megan, I don't even know where to begin. First of all, John Cena is going to be on this show. Maxine Dupree, the new Intercontinental Champion, is going to be on this show. We have feeling.
Yeah, this was an all-time Monday Night Raw in the world's most famous arena. All the stars were out, and for good reason tonight.
And more stars than I realized were out. Giant stars, physically enormous stars that were specifically named Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. I mean, and you're right. Celebrities all over the place. Andrew Schultz got into a fight with J.D. McDonough. It was Eric Andre was in the crowd. So many fun celebrities in the crowd.
All of the stars know you, by the way.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, we were walking backstage. Sam, what's up? What's up? I saw Pete Davidson backstage. He's like, hey, Sam, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I'm beside you because we travel as a pack. And
we're homies like that. I
say, hi, and go out to shake a hand and completely got blown off. And thankfully, you were one of the only people who saw.
I wasn't going to mention it. It was not, by the way. Pete didn't see you, I think. It wasn't intentional.
It was been a rough night for me for multiple reasons.
Well, it was a rough night. Yeah, you got, unfortunately, accidentally blown off. Your favorite wrestler lost the Intercontinental Championship, something which I hope you now can maybe have a little bit of empathy.
We'll get to that.
For me.
We'll get to that.
But all is right with the world because the tribal chief is back. Celebrity, you know what? They were all there to every celebrity you could ever imagine. They were all there. They weren't there to say hi to the last professional broadcaster. They weren't there to hobnob amongst each other, to say hello to the executives from Netflix and ESPN and Peacock and WWE. No, they were all there to witness the absolute and utter aura of the tribal chief Roman Reigns. How dare Paul Heyman say that he had assembled the best War Games team in his entire career?
Oh, and he was so confident about it backstage with Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, looking at all of the historic signs and pictures posted on the walls backstage in the bowels of Madison Square Garden. And Paul Heyman had a smirk on his face, knowing exactly which trick was up his sleeve. And that trick happened to be Brock Lesnar.
I mean, so you always know when things are possibilities, right? You know that Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman have always had a relationship. You know that there is something to the rekindling of that relationship in the sense that at WrestlePalooza, we got that ring introduction.
And the night before WrestlePalooza, there was on SmackDown a backstage interaction where Brock said to Paul Heyman, we should talk.
That's right. So we have our War Games kind of just a stare down, just to kind of, get everybody like you could have just said, we're going to have a fight. You know what I mean? Like there was no way that wasn't coming to blows. But a lot of interesting things happened in the very beginning of the segment. First of all, the Vision comes out as a unit, and Logan Paul was part of that unit. Logan Paul entered with matching colors, and at the same time as Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed.
And I gotta say, didn't it sort of feel right?
Yes.
I mean, seeing Logan Paul standing next to Paul Heyman almost just made sense. And I thought to myself, why hadn't they been working together for longer?
It was that thing of like with Paul Heyman where part of you just like goes like, oh my, he's just the greatest. He's the best. He's amazing. And then the other part of you is kind of a little sick and is checking to see if your wallet is still there. That's the part that Paul Heyman and Logan Paul have in common.
Yeah.
And that's and I feel like those evil forces are only brought to life when they're together. But I mean, I agree with you. I'm sitting there looking at the Vision going, this is kind of what the vision was always going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But they come together. Drew McIntyre comes out separately, but still is on Team Vision. You know what I mean? And then, of course, you got CM Punk, you have Cody Rhodes, you have the Usos. These guys start going at it. And all of a sudden, that music hits.
Everybody's in trouble when that music hits.
And I mean, you also, there's just something about, you talk about aura, you talk about moments. There's just something about sitting in Madison Square Garden the same thing. We were there when it happened in Giant Stadium, in MetLife Stadium. When that music hits and we're like, oh my God, everything changes. You're like, it's not just, oh, this is a moment we'll remember. You feel somehow like the landscape has completely shifted. And you had that same feeling again tonight when Brock Lesnar shows up and walks out there. And you realize that Brock Lesnar is, because Paul Heyman was saying it, wait till you see who else I've got. Wait till you see if you were upset about Drew McIntyre, wait till you see who the next guy is. And it's Brock Lesnar. And we go, he's coming to the ring. He's cleaning house. He goes for CM Punk right away, which is interesting because you have two Paul Heyman guys, tearing each other up. Brock was doing a lot of the tearing, unfortunately, for CM Punk. He's also going right after the World Heavyweight Champion, which is probably not an accident if you're Brock Lesnar. And you're sitting there going, now at this point, not only does the Visions team have this insane numbers advantage, but you can multiply that by 1 million because Brock Lesnar is the 5th member of the team.
And then a very important note, the credits go up on Monday Night Raw, and you think, oh my gosh, CM Punk's War Games team is completely screwed. This is the end of Monday Night Raw.
By the way, has there ever been a time where a falsy copyright logo hasn't been the greatest thing ever? Has there been one fake copyright logo and credits when it hasn't been awesome?
No, it's always the best.
It's always the best.
And I mean, even just any Monday night, you always have to wait a couple extra beats.
You always, that's right.
A couple extra until it's like completely over, and then
Right. I loved this one because it wasn't a visual, it was an audio. You're just like, oh,
he's here.
He's here. He's here. He's here. And he was there. And Roman Reigns comes out, and I can tell Roman is confident because remember before when Bronson Reed was stealing his shoes, and we were like, well, they're not even the best Roman Reigns shoes. He came out in these Travis Scott lows. And like, nobody can get these, okay? I'm trying. I'm putting my name in. I'm putting my email in. I'm not getting any emails back. I can't get them.
I thought Roman looked confident. I mean, just from one look at him, I didn't even take note of the shoes.
Oh, the shoes tell the story.
Okay.
Oh, especially
I'm glad
now.
We have you for this.
Yes, the shoes tell the story. He ain't faking, is what I'm saying. And he's got the new Tribal Chief T-shirt, so I know I got to go on Fanatics and get it. And he comes to the ring, and it's just like, and I feel like this is that Roman that I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for a Roman who is not there to like set his family straight, who is not there, who is just simply there with the ferocity.
Yeah, that's a good point. This has nothing to do with family right now.
I mean, theoretically,
he's on a team with family members.
With
yes.
the Usos.
But tonight really didn't have much at all to do with family.
No, he was out there to prove. Well, and I think that ultimately Brock Lesnar showed up to be like, hey, I'm the top.
I'm the
person.
game changer.
I'm the game changer. And Roman went, no.
He said, bet.
Right. That's exactly what he said. And I mean, you are so used to seeing what you saw with CM Punk. Brock comes in, and no matter what you do, you're getting suplexed. Whether you're John Cena, who will be on the show later on, whether you're John Cena, whether you're CM Punk, whether you're Cody Rhodes, it's like you get in there with Brock Lesnar, and he's going to treat you like a rag doll. And Roman Reigns was unaffected by any of it. Roman Reigns had his chin sticking straight out like he was John Taffer going into a dive bar. He couldn't have been more confident in the fact that he knew how to handle business. And I mean, he Superman punched Brock Lesnar out of his boots. Brock Lesnar got sent flying out of that ring after that Superman punch. And it was like that. That's the game changer. That's the difference maker.
I still can't get over the bar rescue reference.
I'm just saying,
It's a good one.
Who do you think you are coming in my ring? You know?
Exactly.
Did you get that money from your mother? How would she feel? But I'm going off on a tangent here. Listen, it's the same spirit. There's no moving John Taffer when he gets in there, and there's no moving Roman Reigns when he gets in there. When John Taffer goes into a bar, that bar is his. When Roman Reigns gets into a ring, that ring is his.
But the tribal thief did try to make a statement once again tonight.
Yeah, he tried to.
And then got speared.
Well, I mean, bro, not only did he get speared, so he did. He put the boots to Roman Reigns. And listen, there's a small handful of people who have pinned Roman Reigns since since this era of Roman Reigns, since we've seen this tribal chief Roman Reigns. There's a very small handful of people who've done it. Bronson Reed is not only one of them, he's the last one that did it. So there ain't no taking that away from him.
And there's an even smaller group of people who have put Roman Reigns on a stretcher.
And Bronson Reed has done that too.
Yeah.
That's 100% right. That's a great point. But again, this is a different Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns is done playing games. I think Roman Reigns is I think feeling like people have forgotten who he is, right? I think this whole year, right? You know, in the very beginning, it looked strong. From the minute Roman Reigns got eliminated from the Royal Rumble, it's like it hasn't been the way it should be for Roman Reigns, right? Roman Reigns starts this year by beating Solo Sikoa, by becoming the tribal chief. Fantastic, right? No doubt about it now. And then it's a simple mission. Go to the Royal Rumble, win, get my title back at WrestleMania. He goes to the Royal Rumble. He loses. He goes to WrestleMania. He loses. And it's all because he's trusting these people around him. He finally centers himself. He teams with his cousin Jey Uso at SummerSlam. Jay's the one who gets the pin, by the way. And then after that, Roman is either being put on a stretcher by Bronson Reed or being pinned by Bronson Reed. And I think it's like, okay, it's enough. It's enough of this. It's time to remind people of who the guy was that held that title for over 1,000 days, that held that controlled the WWE for 4 years in a manner that nobody ever has.
Now, it is very, very interesting when you look at this War Games team that Roman Reigns has joined.
Theoretically, I would imagine. Yeah. I mean, listen.
There's no graphic yet that I've seen.
I haven't seen it yet.
But we think.
But we've been doing this podcast.
Yes.
Right.
It's very interesting when you think about the people who are also on this team.
Right.
CM Punk on the team. Last year, you remember War Games, that was the favor.
It was tense.
It was very tense. I mean, remember the clip, millions and millions of views on social media of Roman putting his arm in front of CM Punk.
Let me tell you something. It was so iconically tense. I don't even know this is not a commercial. I just think it's fascinating. Mattel just put out CM Punk and Roman Reigns action figures, and they come with heads that mimic the expressions that the two of them had when they were in the shark cage together, refusing to look at each other. That's the level of iconically tense those two were. And it's gotten much worse since then. Much worse.
We really haven't seen them interact since WrestleMania?
Well, no, there was one interaction when Roman came out and he helped up Jay and he did not help out CM Punk. And then there was a reference to CM Punk after that when he looked at Paul Heyman. And shockingly to me, he made reference to the fact that Paul Heyman turned on him by siding with CM Punk. He didn't say Seth. He said Punk. And I went, oh, that's the category that CM Punk is in. But go on. Okay, so that's Punk. Talk about who else is on this team.
Cody Rhodes.
You're in my way in life. Let's not pretend that never happened.
Oh, the Georgia Tech scene.
Let's not pretend we didn't go to Georgia Tech. No. You're in my way in life. That scene has never escaped my head since it happened. Every day I wake up thinking about that scene. You're right. What about, who else is on that team?
We have
the
Uso brothers, yes.
Right?
And how he's been in Jey Uso's head a little bit. Jey Uso's been listening to a lot of people, and Roman's been the one who's telling him, like, hey, it's the top of the hour. You want to be in the main event? You want to be World Heavyweight Champion? Why are you back here? But we've also seen Jey get called Little Roman.
Jey only started helping Punk when he said, I'm done listening to people. And that could reflect on Roman. How have Jimmy and Roman been? I would say not great.
No.
I would say they've been getting along kind of poorly. all the looks that Roman has been giving Jimmy. Let's not pretend it wasn't that long ago that Roman was having conversations with Jimmy saying, and what's so bad if he was like me? You don't think I hear everything? You don't think I see everything? But I don't know. Maybe Roman's hatred for Paul Heyman, hatred for the Vision, maybe it trumps all of that. Maybe this is a more focused Roman. Maybe Roman realizes, look, I interviewed Roman Reigns in January, right before the Royal Rumble. And he was talking about how, and this is a very real life conversation, but I think it relates to the character that we see on television as well. I think it's kind of, I think that line has been very well blurred. But my question to him was, when you're at home for long periods of time, do you watch the show going, I wish I was there? And he said, absolutely not. He said, it's never happened. He goes, this is because I've got this all figured out too well. I have all these systems in place. He said, I study CEOs. I study these billionaires, and they have systems in place so they're not going to fail. I wonder if Roman Reigns didn't go back and say, you know what, maybe I took my eye off the ball. And he's restructured and redefined those systems that don't include the wise man anymore. Because, I mean, the level of confidence that he had going in was like, I know something you don't know, and everybody's in a lot of trouble.
Well, you would think there'd have to be a lot of restructuring after you lose someone like the wise man, and really the entire bloodline is not the bloodline anymore. But then on the other side of War Games, you have Drew McIntyre, who has made it very clear that the bloodline has ruined his life.
And by the way, not for nothing, everything counts. As you know, that's the school of thought that I come from. Drew McIntyre was wearing all black, except I saw him. He was walking around in some flu game Jordans. You know what color those flu games? You got it. I told you everything starts with the sneakers. You know what color those flu games are?
If I had to guess, I'd say red.
Black and red. Black and red. Why is Drew McIntyre wearing black and red on his feet? I don't think it's because he's trying to join the bloodline. I think it's because he's trying to use the bloodline's own colors to kick their heads through tables the way he did to Cody Rhodes.
And Drew McIntyre's a big thinker, so it's not by mistake.
He doesn't do anything.
Wearing red and black.
He doesn't do anything by mistake. But Megan,
knowing Drew McIntyre, red and black probably haunts him, right? He sees red and black and he starts foaming at the mouth.
Maybe he wants to. Maybe that's how he wants to go into the War Games. Maybe he's a more, we're talking about how dangerous Roman is, how dangerous Brock is. Maybe there's a more dangerous Scotsman that we haven't been bringing up enough. I mean, I can talk about War Games all night long, but this is such a terrifically special show because not only did we have Brock Lesnar coming back, Roman Reigns coming back, but we celebrated the last Monday Night Raw of John Cena, the last time John Cena will be in Madison Square Garden as a performer. And what we were able to do earlier today, just a couple hours before Raw started, was sit down and talk to John Cena. And we were informed, too. This is, to my knowledge, the last John Cena interview that will ever happen while he's wearing jorts. Which that's huge. That's a feather. That's a feather in our cap, and I will take that with me. But I wanted to share that with you guys. Our conversation here on Raw Recap with the GOAT, John Cena. This message is sponsored by Raycon. I've got to tell you about these Raycon Essential Open Earbuds. I have them here because I was not going to take a trip all the way to Madison Square Garden without my Raycon Essential Open Earbuds. Let me tell you something that's so great about these and why they're so much fun. Because you don't have to disconnect yourself from the rest of the world. It's an open ear system, which means that if you're driving in the car, if you're walking around, if you're around other people, you can still hear what's going on around you. It's also just, it has this real nice flex that wraps around the ear. So it's all-day comfort, and it's stylish. This is the color that I chose, but they're available in so many different colors, so many different styles, all affordable. They're just the best. And Black Friday, well, that's right around the corner. Raycon audio products are up to 30% off site-wide. From everyday essentials to the latest releases, it's the perfect time to upgrade your sound or get ahead on gifting. These early deals won't last long. Shop now before they're gone. Go to buyraycon.com/raw recap open to save on Raycon audio products site-wide. That's buyraycon.com/raw recap open. Well, let's
What have I done?
welcome.
I see them pointing, talking. What have I done?
That means you're on.
Oh, no. Can we do this? We're live, pal.
We're live, pal.
We're live, pal. All right, let's do it.
Pal. Welcome to Raw Recap, John
Here
Cena.
we are. Yeah.
What an amazing thing this is for us. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. We are in the back rooms of Madison Square Garden.
Freezing, right?
Yes,
It's cold.
It's quite cold.
Did you
are
wear your
brave.
denim for John Cena?
Well, now you pointed it out.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
absolutely
this-
did.
this
Conscious
whole
choice.
thing-
That is-
Appreciate you.
That is amazing. Well, John, I mean, this building must mean so much to you. This show must mean so much to you. I mean, we are, recording this 4 hours before the show goes on the air.
Yeah.
Are you processing yet that you're about to wrestle in
We just
Madison
talked
Square
about-
Garden?
Did you give them the heat access? We just talked about this. Stephanie McMahon's over there in the cloud somewhere. We just had a off-camera talk about all this. So what I'm hearing from that is the building is very important.
Right.
The show is very important.
Right.
So a lot of times I like to lens out. I think the significance of this building should never be lost on sports entertainment. I know that there are events that are bigger and bolder and can fit more people. But I believe we can learn a lot from history. And I think that every person in WWE should understand the history of this place. And that way when they're awarded the opportunity to stand on the canvas, this building shouldn't just mean something to me. And over the years, I've seen the importance kind of erode away, and I think it's got a resurgence now. And I'm very. That makes me feel good, because this is a place where if you are allowed to perform here, you are a professional.
You're a lot of times when I hear you talking about stuff like this, it's from that bigger picture perspective. And when we've spoken before, I think that's the perspective that you keep most of the time. But when you're doing this retirement tour, because when I think of you associated with Madison Square Garden, I think about the Royal Rumble, I think about the Survivor Series tagging with The Rock, I think about all these things that you did in Madison Square Garden, and I wonder if you've gotten to the point in this retirement tour where you are being self-reflective, thinking about your moments in these buildings, thinking about the fact that you, as the kid who grew up as a wrestling fan, who got to do this thing at the highest level and now embraces the title of greatest of all time, that's what's being celebrated is what you've done.
So thank you for the kind words. If you're asking if I'm in a reflective state, I'm ready to have a great show, and I don't want to be in any other position, because I don't want to get I want to keep my feet on the ground. I don't want to get lost in my own sauce. I want to be able to. There's 16,000 people that are going to be here tonight. I want to make sure they're happy, and if I'm the reason they showed up, boy, if I'm in a mind state other than that, we could wind up with them feeling not so happy. So I'll have plenty of time. I already told Steph we'll talk later on. We'll probably do another Raw recap, jortsless.
Unfortunately for us, but
Unfortunately.
I love the jorts.
Thanks, man. I love them too.
So I was actually having this conversation on one of my shows about
love
your
the transition because I get to duck the question. Love it. Yes, please.
about the jorts, okay? And I came to this realization today that I don't think in the history of wrestling, especially when you started wearing those jorts, that people would realize the significance of them. But I started, the wheels started spinning in my head, and I said, when The Undertaker retired, he said, where I draw the line is I won't have the dead man gear anymore. You won't see me in the dead man gear anymore. And that gear is so iconic to wrestling fans, to wrestling in general. I'll come out on the motorcycle. I'll be the American badass, but I won't wear the dead man gear. And I just had this aha thing that I feel like you may end up in the same position, which in turn then goes to this thing that for a period in your career might have been mocked by some fans. The John Cena jorts, to me, have reached the significance of The Undertaker's dead man gear.
So I appreciate that. A nugget that I appreciate out of that train of thought is the jorts were mocked. I think that's my takeaway on that is it's okay to be authentic. They are me, and I'm able to be confident enough in myself to weather the storm of criticism, and in many cases harassment and ridicule. As we reflect, or as a lot of people are reflecting on these moments, people are bringing up moments that meant a lot of positive stuff for me. I have been a very polarizing character in the WWE, and that's led to a lot of people's moments. Some of those marquee matches and some of those moments have been very, very polarizing. To be able to wear a uniform that I felt comfortable in, a character I felt comfortable in, a lot of that thanks to Steph over there, and not waver when other people wanted to be pleased, not waver from what was in my heart, because my first try, I tried to please everyone else, and it was inauthentic. And when I got a chance to be a character, the stuff where I wanted to evolve the character, I still maintained my authenticity. And I think that's important for any long-standing success in here. You do good work, you're coachable, reliable, and you're invested. And I think the investment is passion. The passion can reflect authenticity. The jorts now are in whatever perspective they're in, because I just wouldn't give up on wearing them. I could take their best shot, their biggest ridicule, and still put forth great effort, be reliable, and do good work while wearing cut-off jeans.
Now, there's one place where you're not polarizing whatsoever, and that's Boston, Massachusetts, where you
That's
won.
not true. It's not true. Again, we can learn a lot from history. I've had a lot of tough nights in Boston, Massachusetts. If you want to be more specific, we can say, with the data that we have, the final Raw, the final show in Boston, the final show in the TD Garden, where I was able to defeat Dom Mysterio for the Intercontinental title, they were happy to see me that night. But yes, Boston has been a very polarizing crowd for me over the years, and it's my own hometown, and that's them being their authentic self. It's a tough room. The TD Garden's a tough room to work.
But you weren't polarizing whatsoever last week when you became the Intercontinental Champion for the first time in your career. I know
how about that? How about that accolade right at the end?
Still making history.
Everybody's talking about that IC run Stone Cold had at the end.
At the very end.
You know, DJ carrying the IC run late in his career. Taker with that late IC run. You know, it's just one of the... How about that, right? Yeah. Here we are. Look at it. There it is.
You said it was going to be a year of stuff that nobody's ever done before. Nobody has ever won the IC title on their way out.
Just on that way out, you know. But that's what an awesome opportunity. And I just came from Liverpool. Did 2 days there at a convention over the weekend, and so many people. Again, incredibly grateful for the ability to get in there with Dom Mysterio, who I respect and admire. He reminds me a lot of me, and he reminds me a lot of the mistakes I made. Like, I can see all of the mistakes that are about to happen with him, and I want to shake him and be like, you're going to do this, but I want him to learn for himself. But he is authentic, he's reliable, he works hard, and he's passionate about the business. He'll figure the rest out. But what a chance, in Boston to have a chance at a championship match. And because it's not what Stone Cold would do. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'd like that match. It can be done your own way. There's no right way to be a success in this business. It's just take opportunities as they come. And I got a cool opportunity to do something special. And man, it was a special moment. So thank you for bringing that up.
It felt like it wasn't lost on you from the moment you walked in. Has there been any part on this run? Because sometimes you see that look in your eyes where it appears to me that the realization of, well, that was it. That was the last time in Boston. Kind of sets in. Like, you let the crowd react. You get filled with that, and you realize that was it. Especially as you've been having some of the best matches in your career against Cody Rhodes, against AJ Styles, against Logan Paul, against Sami. Like, these matches have been great to the point where some of us fans are going, I thought he said he couldn't go anymore. I'm pretty sure he can still go. Has there been any thought, when you work at the level that you've been working at, and you get the reactions now that you're finally getting, where you go, man, I wish I wasn't leaving in December?
No.
Really?
Yeah. And I think the thing that's helping me push myself across the finish line is like there is no tomorrow. So I've always given everything I have. What I love, again, you're saying a lot of stuff. So what I love is like, hey man, as a fan, I think you're having the best matches of your career right now. I have heard that through many phases of my career. I got to switch to the hip hop John Cena, and then was put in a lot of matches to quote unquote toughen myself up. I heard that then. And then the era of Super Cena happened, and then I got put with opponents who were supposed to be bad guys, but they loved them. The Punks giving Bryan Danielson a shot, Edge. Hey, you're having some of the best matches of your career right now. Fast forward to the United States Open Challenge. Hey man, you're having some of the best matches of your career right now. And then for you to be able to say that now means a lot, because if, you can pontificate of like, you should do X, Y, and Z. But I've always wanted to stay curious, and I've always wanted to leave the door open for a path of growth. You can never master sports entertainment. You can never master WWE. There's always something to learn. And me, with all this time under tension, I'm still learning, and I'm still growing, and I'm still trying to perfect my craft. And my body is beat up. It takes me a while to warm up for these matches, and it takes me a while to cool down. And I want to leave giving the audience that shows up being like, but you're doing the best work of your career. I will say that's helping push me across the goal line. That's keeping my mind fresh. I'm also working with talent that I've worked with before, that I've had new opponents to work with, so they're bringing new ideas. I'm working with new talent. It's honestly, it's great in that regard, that there is that curiosity to still learn. I don't think that'll ever be extinguished, but I do have to listen to my health. And there's not one piece that is like, hey, it should go past December 13th. I know there's a lot of speculation on there was at one point of like, oh, they're just going to run them through to WrestleMania because that's the end of everyone's story. That's just the end of everyone's story because that's the way everybody did it before me. I told everybody 15 months ago that I was going to do this. I told them I was going to do a year, and I'm going to do a year. And after this, it's done. And I don't say that as a bad thing. I say that as a collective, that I've been allowed to do this for 23 years at a very high output. And to hear you're having some of the best matches of your career in the 4th generation of installments that I've heard that, it validates that I'm not the only one who's exhausted every time I come through the curtain. I think everybody feels emotionally like, man, he gave us all he had. And I think, or at least I hope, after the 13th of December, people understand that that's all I'm trying to do, is just give it everything I got.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of legends in the business, their careers, their in-ring careers, end for a variety of different reasons. And not everybody gets to go out on their own terms. You set out 15 months ago to go on this retirement tour, and you're going to get to go out on your terms. How important is that to you?
So I don't want to. That's a perspective. I'm not going out on my own terms. If I could do this in infinity, I would do it. This is where I feel the most fluent. This is where I feel safe. This is where I feel at home. Yes, the audience has let me into their living room every week for 23 years, but they've also let me into their lives. And by going across the world and doing all these conventions and meeting all these fans, one fan at a time, hearing the stories of how me playing dress up and living my imagination and living my taking opportunities and trying to make it the best I can has affected their life. I want to do this for infinity, but I can't. So I want to make it specific, and I'm not going out on my own terms. I made a promise to the fan base when I started that when I got to step slower, I got to walk away. And the sad thing is, us as fans see that, and be like, but you got so much left. Yeah, I could probably squeeze out more matches, but at what cost? I do harm to myself, I do harm to the product, and you as a fan who's allowed me the opportunity for over 2 decades to spend time with you, you leave feeling bad or sad. No, I want everyone to be happy, and moreover, I want to take the tail end of this thing, and I'm so glad about the tournament and about Saturday night's main event, and get everybody to look at the future of the business. Because I believe that's whatever energy was given to me, the veterans and old timers gave me their energy and equity by teaching me and certainly doing honors. And forever the tradition has been, oh, your last match, you kind of go out in your back and you do the honors and that's it. No, I think we can do more. I think we can take the eyes that care about showing up to our show and expose them to the future and what's next. And I love the Time Is Now tournament, that we have some way to earn the chance to qualify as my last opponent. And I really want to take my hats off to Triple H. I called him up. I said, I got an idea. We got to do 2 hours for the tribute show. And if you do a whole John Cena tribute, 2 things are going to happen. You're either going to do too much or too little. You're never going to please everybody. I would like to propose that we have big name WWE superstars fight in exhibition matches versus the brightest in NXT. So that way we have a sold out building. Hopefully the world's watching on Saturday night's main event. I get to wrestle one final time. But in doing that, everyone also gets to look at what to look forward to. And I think that's the most important thing. We're just, yes, that's my last match, but it's collectively, we're all just kind of closing a chapter of an era in sports entertainment. And I want people to be able to look forward to what's next.
You also got Zack Ryder back on TV, which is a big
big deal. Hey,
it's a big deal.
People are coming out of the woodwork for the tournaments. I was very, very glad to see Zack Ryder come back. Mm-hmm. Matt is a personal friend of mine. I can speak candidly like that, and I've seen his mind grow. You want to talk about always being curious and a quest for growth. The Zack Ryder I knew from a long time ago has accrued so much sports entertainment wisdom. And it's amazing when we have interactions. He'll tell me about his journey and be like, this is what you were trying to talk about before, and I wasn't ready to understand it. And I like rooting for people who are humble enough to admit when they're wrong and always want to grow and are doing things for the greater good of the business. Matt's certainly one of those guys. And his wife Chelsea is certainly one of those folks who takes an opportunity and makes the absolute best out of it. And I was really happy to see Zack Ryder back.
Well, John, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you making some time for us. I remember in 2005 watching you show up on the highlight reel with Chris Jericho and appear on Monday Night Raw for the very first time.
Spirit of St. Louis jersey, man.
I know.
As a surprise.
It was a big one, too. The jersey, I mean.
Yes, it was.
A very large jersey.
Was. Yes, it was the actual jersey that Moses Malone wore.
But to be...
It was not. It's just not that.
But to be here and to be a very small part of what is so special for you, for wrestling history, it's my pleasure. It's our pleasure, and I just appreciate you making the time to do this, man. Thank you.
Thanks for the kind words. No part is small, and every part is needed. We had the director of our show came to thank me. I was like, man, I'm never going to have a moment. You're going to be too busy. I'm like, you always have a moment. We can't do it without you. And he's like, no, the fans are here for you. Yeah, but without you, we don't have a TV show. You guys allow our consumers to engage after the final bell is rung, after the lights go out. And that engagement helps people get excited about our product, which hopefully leads people into the arena, which makes more stars and keeps the business going. There is no small part. If everybody approaches it with, I'm living my dream and I get to do something cool and be part of something special, I'm grateful for everybody in front of him being behind the camera and in the arenas. Like, without them, watch those pandemic shows, man. We fought on, but like we're a lot better with the audience.
Yeah.
And I guess my point is there are no small pieces. We're all doing this together.
That's why you hugged me at Fanatics Fest. Now I know why.
Man, that was awesome. You guys are such good sports, man. Thank you so much for that. I'd already done an entrance. They wanted me to do another one.
Wait, you're thanking him for that? Because he hasn't stopped talking about it.
Made my life.
I think
it made my life too.
Look at that.
Yes. I was just thinking, like, man, for some reason my life feels incomplete. I'm going to dive on Sam. I'm good.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I need this.
Guys, we'll get back to it in a second, but I've got to tell you, I don't mess around when it comes to the essentials. And you know what's essential? Getting a good night's sleep. I don't get a lot of those, so when I get them, I got to make sure they count. How do I make sure they count? Well, I go to Brooklyn Bedding, of course. A Brooklyn Bedding mattress is the way you want to go. You know, these ridiculous prices on some of these mattresses. All you want to do is have the most comfortable sleep of your life. Is that so much to ask? Well, Brooklyn Bedding didn't think so. They give you that high-end mattress experience without the sky-high price tag. Mine is super comfortable. It looks great, and it didn't cost a fortune. I mean, they handcraft every mattress in their Arizona factory, right? So there's no middlemen, there's no gimmicks, there's just top tier quality, honest pricing, and real life American craftsmanship for a better night's sleep. Brooklyn Bedding is one of the few mattress brands endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association for spinal alignment and back health. Plus, they're 100% fiberglass free for peace of mind. No more nightmares about all the fiberglass. Not sure you can take my word for it. That's a little insulting, but Brooklyn Bedding has been awarded the best mattress by CNET and best hybrid mattress by Wirecutter. So you know they're the real deal. Go to brooklynbedding.com and use our promo code RAWRECAP at checkout to get 30% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. That's brooklynbedding.com and promo code RAWRECAP for 30% off site-wide. Support our show and let them know we sent you after checkout. brooklynbedding.com, promo code RAWRECAP. Crazy. Just an incredible moment for me, for us, for the show.
Which part? When he said you made his life?
Well, I mean, that was... I would imagine he was tongue-in-cheek, but maybe he was been telling the truth. I don't know. Just the idea that we got to share that with John Cena was amazing, and I think I speak for you when I say we're very grateful to John Cena for spending that time with us here at Madison Square Garden. And, you know, tonight was a very iconic night, and there's a way to celebrate that iconography that we see in front of us. I was talking about it before the John Cena interview, that Roman Reigns T-shirt, that new Tribal Chief T-shirt that he was wearing when he came out on Monday Night Raw. Well, the original Tribal Chief is back with a brand new tee and a hoodie. It is hoodie season. It's autumn. We got a Roman Reigns hoodie as well. Show your loyalty and acknowledge your Tribal Chief, my Tribal Chief, our Tribal Chief, the original Tribal Chief, and the only Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, with the latest drops at WWE Shop and Fanatics. Also, we're going to get into it. AJ Lee is back. So AJ Lee's got a brand new T-shirt. Dolph Ziggler returned on Monday Night Raw. You can get Dolph Ziggler merchandise. Gunther returned on Monday Night Raw. You can get the new Gunther T-shirt, which is so incredible. It's black on black. It's like perfect for Gunther. It's amazing. All three of these people have brand new tees live now on WWE Shop and Fanatics. If you love tonight's returns, go grab the new gear and rep your favorite comeback. And, of course, John Cena's final Monday Night Raw. You can celebrate his final Raw with his limited farewell tour NYC collection, available now at WWE Shop and Fanatics. If you've been waiting for one of the John Cena drops to get on board with, this is the one. Madison Square Garden, final Raw. We were just talking to John about how big Raw has been for the career of John Cena. This is the time. Get the new merch at WWE Shop and Fanatics, and that way your time will be now. Thank you. So, yeah, I thought it was a remarkable thing because I have been thinking a lot about how important Monday Night Raw has been in the career of John Cena. Mm-hmm. You know, when John Cena showed up in 2005 on Monday Night Raw on Chris Jericho's highlight reel as the WWE champion, he had made this kind of amazing 3-year career on SmackDown. And going to Raw was really the beginning of the idea that John Cena was the top guy, right? That was the beginning of that build, and to see it, just to take that journey all the way, to see it come to a head tonight was an amazing thing for me. We got to be out on the floor to witness all of it. I mean, the place went bonkers when John Cena came out. It was so cool, but pretty quick into that promo, Dominic Mysterio interrupts.
I think you were the only person in Madison Square Garden cheering when Dominic interrupted.
I was so excited.
I actually have a video of it.
Do you really?
Yeah, I did.
I'm so excited.
I'm going to send it.
You should.
To our producers. But yeah, everybody is booing when Dom's music hit, and you are loud and proud, standing and clapping like the proud father that, you know, unfortunately Dominic didn't get to grow up with.
Unfortunately, that's right, because Ray took him away from Eddie. And I mean, because it's just the wow, cojones that one must have to interrupt that. John Cena is literally on his last Monday Night Raw, and Dom's like, now's a good time for me to go out there.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. It's like I already ruined Boston. I'm going to go out. No. I'm going to make John Cena's last Monday Night Raw and then last appearance at Madison Square Garden about me. And then I thought we were getting a rematch.
I did too.
Right? Because there have been much wild speculation, I'll say, about who John Cena would be wrestling. I think after Boston, we all assumed we were getting a John Cena match. Wasn't advertised, but we assumed we would.
Yeah.
And I mean, one of the things that was up in the air was the idea of what if there's a Dominic Mysterio rematch. And when Dom came out and demanded it, and Cena said yes, I was like, oh, we're getting it. But Dom did the most Dom thing ever, which is, no, not tonight for these people. But there is, when he was saying it, and he made the challenge for Survivor Series, and John Cena immediately accepted, I was like, yeah, it's going to be really interesting for me to, like, witness John going into Dominic Mysterio's hometown.
Yeah.
Right? It was a big, in Boston, 0 people were cheering for Dominic Mysterio for any moment of that because Boston is John Cena's town. In New York, they booed Dominic Mysterio, but, you noticed it because I got very happy.
A little bit when it happened, when we got to the 6-man tag team match, there were some Dirty Dom sing-alongs.
What did it sound like?
Dirty, dirty Dom, dirty, dirty Dom. The crowd does want to cheer for Dom.
He's the best.
But not with Cena. So I'm so curious what will happen in San Diego.
Right. Does San Diego embrace Dominic Mysterio the way Boston embraced John Cena? Or is San Diego a baseball stadium full of WWE fans realizing, I mean, this is the thing. It's John Cena's last sort of traditional WWE PLE. Mm-hmm. The last, what used to be the old pay-per-views. It's John Cena's last one. When John Cena started this road, it was like, I don't understand. Is WrestleMania's last match? And it's like people finally got what he had said from the very beginning, which is like, this will be my last this will be my last this. There's 2 John Cena matches left. That's it. One of them is the finals of this tournament. And one of them is in San Diego. So does San Diego go, this is big for our hometown guy? This is San Diego's greatest wrestling Mysterio of all time? Or do they go, oh my God, we're never going to see this again?
I don't know.
Me neither. I really don't know.
And I could see something happen where maybe Dom gets booed during the entrance, but during the match, are we going to get Dirty Dom sing-alongs?
And imagine what that would sound like in that stadium. It'd sound great. But so Dom says no, Survivor Series. John Cena challenges him to a non-title. He says, fine, then non-title, whatever you just, I want to fight you. And then the Judgment Day comes out. Finally, I guess Dominic figured out. They didn't come out last week.
No. Maybe him and Finn got together, hashed it out.
I hope so.
Seems like tonight.
They were on the same page.
Yeah.
It was such a fun. So JD and Finn Balor come out. They beat down John Cena. And then who comes out?
Sheamus. I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Right. Well, and it was great because Sheamus may win the tournament and get a match with John Cena, but should he not, God forbid, he got that John Cena moment. You know what I mean? He got that sort of.
And he was on the show and he was talking to us about how important that is to him.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And then of all people, and I'd like to say that Rey Mysterio, legend that he is, came out because he wanted to also be a part of this amazing moment. But I think he's just came out because he's a bad dad. Because he immediately, there's 3 guys in the ring. It's crazy. There's 3 dudes in the ring. And Rey Mysterio goes, oh, I know who I'll start punching first, my son.
Well,
that's crazy.
Now, you were sitting behind me, so maybe it was other voices that you were conversing with. But I thought I heard you say, wow, he can really still go.
Listen.
I thought I heard you say that. I mean, we haven't seen Rey Mysterio wrestle in quite some time because he's had an injury. But I thought it was you that admitted you were enjoying seeing Rey Mysterio wrestle.
First of all, that doesn't excuse the fact that he was like, oh, there's 3 people here. I could choose who to punch. I'll go with my son. Terrible. Really toxic. But yeah, I mean, the fact is that once they made that a 6-man tag, I was like, this is one of the funnest 6-man tags ever. Everybody just doing their stuff and enjoying the moment. The bad guys are the bad guys. The good guys are the good guys. We're going to all do Sheamus's move. Now we're going to all do Rey Mysterio's move. Now we're going to all do John Cena's move. And yet, like, watching Rey Mysterio in the ring, if you can get past the fact that he is, like, hell-bent on beating up his son, is remarkable. It's insane. I mean, I feel like the Benjamin Button thing is thrown around for a lot of people, but there is nobody that better exemplifies that than Rey Mysterio. I mean, I watched this guy in 1997 fighting a guy who looked a lot like Dominic Mysterio named Eddie Guerrero. And the way he moved then is so similar to the way he was moving tonight. I don't move the same way that I moved in 1997 anymore, and I've had 0 Lucha Libre matches. Okay, like the fact that Rey was going at the level that he was going at, I'm like, there's no, like, slowing this guy down. There's no stopping him. There's no nothing. It truly was a remarkable showing for Rey Mysterio.
If I told you nothing about tonight, but said you're going to see a match with Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, and John Cena all on the same team, what year would you say this is?
I mean, it could sometime. It took place within the last 2 decades. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all 3 of them are wrestling at their peak. We had the conversation with John Cena. You know, you're having some of your best matches. Sheamus having some of his best matches. We had that conversation with him last week or the week before. Whenever we talked to Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, the same way. Just awesome stuff. And then, of course, on the Cena-related note, 2 big tournament matches. I thought that
Solo Sikoa, mystery opponent.
Well, I was gonna say, Javon Evans showed up.
Yeah.
He was strong. The Garden got behind him. But Gunther may be the greatest no-fun wrestler of all time.
Yeah, you were talking about his black-on-black shirt. Does
It's the
anything
greatest.
say no fun, like just a black-on-black T-shirt?
Like, this is not a fun T-shirt.
No.
Like, it's just no fun.
But
like,
I did like his robe that he wore in the entrance.
I
That
mean-
was a little fun.
And by the way, it was class. No, we saw a different Gunther. I mean, Gunther's gone back to the drawing board here. This is a scary Gunther.
Oh, yes.
This is like Gunther's in his classic trunks that say the Ring General on them. Gunther is coming out to his classic theme song now. I don't know if Gunther thought he had drifted too much into the mainstream or what it was, but Gunther has gone back to his roots, and that's scary for a lot of people.
I noticed before Gunther had left us for a little while, there was almost a time where he was smirking quite often. I did not see a single smirk on his face tonight.
It's done. Madison Square Garden showed up and said, you know what would be fun if John Evans won? And Gunther goes, oh, that's what would be fun? I'll ruin that then. I'm a no-fun guy. And I think it's great.
Earlier in the show, we were talking about how great it is when something happens after the credits go up.
Yeah.
I think whenever Gunther wins at the end of a show, we're always like waiting for something else to happen after the credits, and nothing does.
Welcome to reality. And then, of course, Solo Sikoa versus a mystery opponent, Dolph Ziggler. I'm here to show the world. I mean, when that music blared out, the reaction that it got, the close calls, it has been really fun seeing Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler get to have one more opportunity in the WWE. I truly hope that it leads to more. It was absolutely awesome. I mean, look, nothing's going to beat that spike. If Solo can get that spike on you, you're going down for it. But, like, yeah, it was really cool to see Dolph Ziggler again.
Yeah, great. I mean, it was one of those things, too, similar to Friday with Zack Ryder, where these guys have a personal relationship with John Cena. These are guys
and rivalries.
Exactly. And these
well.
are people, when John Cena announced that this tournament was going to take place, people who don't even work here immediately online. People are speculating. Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, Dolph Ziggler, like all of these different names. So the fact that we actually got it in Madison Square Garden, super special.
Really cool. Really, really cool. But something else very special happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. Maxine Dupree won. Bittersweet, can you say?
Yeah, it's bittersweet.
That's fair, right?
Yeah. I'm very happy for Maxine.
You love Maxine.
Yes, it's, when I started in WWE, she started her journey, so really just watching her climb the ladder and become who she is now has been so much fun. No one works harder than Maxine, and she's a grinder, she's
so cool.
hungry. But Becky is my favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
And I really did think she was going to go on to hold the Intercontinental Championship forever.
You did say
So-
that on the Countdown to SummerSlam show, which I thought was very strange. But you believed it.
I mean, if it wasn't for AJ Lee, she might have.
Listen, maybe not.
We'll never know.
But AJ Lee came out. Becky Lynch lost the Intercontinental Champion. Maxine Dupree is a title holder in the WWE. And her first stop was in this room on the Raw recap. Here's Maxine Dupree. We have our next guest here in Madison Square Garden on Raw recap on what I believe is the biggest night in her career. Ladies and gentlemen, your new women's Intercontinental Champion, Maxine Dupree. How does it
my
sound? How does it sound?
Oh my gosh. Please say it one more time.
Your new women's Intercontinental Champion, Maxine Dupree. Yeah.
I've been waiting a long time to hear that, baby.
I mean, look at how does it really feel? Have you sat there and realized I walked in to Madison Square Garden against somebody who many have said is the greatest women's wrestler of all time?
More than many.
Who?
A lot of everyone. Sports
Not everyone.
Illustrated.
Sports
ESPN.
Illustrated. ESPN.
Did AJ Lee ever say it?
Well, I don't. We'll get to AJ Lee, but the point is, you walked in there with a goat,
Yeah.
and you walked out of Madison Square Garden with the Women's Intercontinental Championship. What's happening in your head right now?
Well, to be honest with you, this is the first time I've sat down since it happened. So no, I have not had a chance to sit down yet and really think about this moment. However, in the moment, I was overflowing with emotion. I actually cannot believe that this is on my shoulder. I cannot believe that I beat Becky Lynch. I cannot believe that I just wrestled in Madison Square Garden. I cannot believe that my mom, my dad, and my fiance were all here to see it happen. This is like truly the best day of my life. And if nothing good happens after this, I'm okay.
But you can believe it happened because you told us yourself on the Raw recap show that you put the Intercontinental Championship on your vision board. Is
Yes.
this what you envisioned?
Yes, but like I dream big. I don't think they're really going to happen. I just lie to you and say I'm going to achieve this.
It's called manifest.
Yes, well, I work
actually
hard.
do
Okay,
it.
it's hard. I don't know if I ever thought that it was actually possible, especially to dethrone Becky Lynch. Like that's someone that's main evented WrestleMania, and I'm just little old me. How many matches have I had? If we look up the number, it's like I want to say. Do we have a guess?
I don't know. I'd have to go on Cage Match. I
Yes.
don't.
It's 50 or under,
Wow. And the
and that's including like live events, like not
yeah, but like realistically too, something that makes the moment is that the fans in New York, which we can be a fickle bunch, went wild for you. Went absolutely wild when they realized that they'd been a part of this moment, that they had seen this thing, that you just beat somebody that was the Intercontinental Champion for a very long time, Becky Lynch. The fans were like, this is what we wanted.
No, I was really, truthfully, I was scared going into tonight because the New York fans, they love a baddie.
Oh, yes.
They love a bad boy. They love a bad girl. And I, as much as I like to pretend that I am so tough, I'm just a girl chasing her dreams for real. Like, this is just who I am, And so I was nervous if they were going to want to see that or not. And I'm not going to lie to you. At one point, they were chanting something. And I thought they were chanting in support of Becky. And then I listened a little closer and I said, ah, yes, New York City. I knew I loved you. We're in this together, baby.
So we know that anytime a WWE superstar wins a championship, you get the iconic picture backstage with Triple H, the point picture. Saw yours already.
Really? I haven't seen it yet.
Yes,
How do
it's
I
up
look?
on Instagram already.
Oh my gosh.
What did that feel like, knowing that this is someone who took a chance on you? You were very open and honest with everybody about your journey
Yeah.
and not having the wrestling experience and
Yeah.
putting in the work. But at the end of the day, Triple H, he took a chance on you, and now you are sitting next to
Don't
him
make me
as a
cry.
champion.
I know. That's crazy. As I was on the flight here to New York, and the last photo I have with him is from my tryout the day he offered me a contract, and it's a screen grab of the YouTube video that WWE made of the tryout, and it's us shaking hands, and I have a face mask on because it was during that time. And it's like I don't even like look like myself. My hair's like half brown, like, and I'm like a little twig. I hadn't started eating protein yet, and I was like, wow, like hopefully the next photo I get with him is in Gorilla holding the title.
Can I show you something?
Yes, please. Oh my gosh, how is that real?
It's real.
No, like, stop. I'm putting it on a t-shirt. I'm literally wearing that on a t-shirt next week.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about vision boarding and seeing this stuff through. I mean, the fact is, I think fans have watched the Maxine character kind of go through this transition where you know, however long ago it was, weren't confident at all in your ability. And I think that a funny thing happened where fans started seeing that character but saw the real side of you.
Yeah.
And I think that something really special happens when wrestling fans realize, like, oh no, she's working frankly harder than she has to be better than she needs to be because she gets it and she wants it.
But I want to be great. Like,
Yes.
even tonight was truly the best night of my life, and I'm going to do my best to not overthink. But there's things in that match that I'm like, no, next time I step in there to defend this title, I have to be even better. This is like truly step one of 100. I'm so happy, but like, this is not, I'm going to celebrate tonight and then we're back to training because there's things that still, I want to be great. I don't want to just be good. I don't want to just be like, oh, she got by, yay. No, I want to be one of the best. And if I want to be one of the best, then I have to keep working. So, and I said that to Hunter tonight. I said, thank you for the opportunity. I know I got more to do.
That's what you said?
I got more to do. I know. I'll be back. I'll be training.
What did he say to you?
So we all got more to do. We're all still training. But like, I want to be undeniable.
Yeah.
And I think I'm on my way there. You know, we're climbing that ladder, but I'm not there yet.
I mean,
That's
this is a pretty good step. Was
It
there
is.
any part of you that was concerned? AJ Lee coming back to the WWE in Madison Square Garden is a huge deal.
Yeah.
The moment that follows that moment is your moment, which means you have to go like, okay, New York, if you've seen something there, wait till you see this. You have to be that person that follows the AJ Lee moment, and you were.
Thank you. I'm not going to lie to you, though. I wasn't even thinking about that because I firmly believe that if you use a candle to light another candle, the other one doesn't lose its flame.
That's right.
There is room for both of us to shine in that moment, and I think we proved that tonight. Did you hear the crowd when she came out? It was insane. And when Jess, our referee, hit that 3 count, I literally, I had an out-of-body experience hearing the crowd roar. Like, I was like, oh, we did it. We did it. And I think tonight, what is like really so special for me is one of the large reasons I got into wrestling is my grandpa is a diehard Monday Night Wrestling fan. His whole life took my dad to shows when my dad was a kid, like truly. And I think I've told this story on podcasts, but like when I started watching Total Divas, I didn't even know that I was watching the same product that my grandpa was watching. And it was something we got really close over. And a large reason of why I did a tryout. And when I got signed, he was the first person I called, was my papa. And he said on the phone, he said, what did your dad say? And I said, I haven't called him yet. I called you first. And he was over the moon. And then every Monday or Friday, he would text me and say, what time are you on tonight? And I would tell him. And then he would say, are you wrestling or BSing? And most of the time I was BSing. And so I'd be like, oh, no, just keep watching. And he would tell me all the time, no, Sydney, you just need to soak him, like in the backstage, soak him. I'm like, okay, Papa, I'm working on it. And he passed away last year, but I know, like, when that pyro hit and I got to hold up this title, like, I just know he was kicking his feet that his granddaughter, like, made it, you know?
Yeah, I got to do this. And by the way, you're very good at the BSing too.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I try, you know?
Well, it's so funny. You've talked about this on other podcasts before, and I even remember when I was on the road with SmackDown, it was, one day after a travel day, and you were telling me, like, I want to be on the live events because I want to get reps. And so many podcasts you've talked about, like, I'm fighting for this because I just want to get reps. I want to get better. And whether it was wrestling or it was BSing, you were always looking for ways to get reps.
Yeah.
Now you're Intercontinental Champion. You just told us how hungry you are to do more. But is there a period of time where you'll celebrate this massive accomplishment?
It's like 10 p.m. right now, so I think I'll celebrate from like 11 to 12:30. I'll get a little sleep. And I got to go back to work next week. I got to be training next week because I don't know what Adam Pearce is going to throw at me next week. What if I have to put this on the line?
Right. Well, that's the other thing too. Have you thought about the fact that like now it's look, your three, I would argue, the three best matches of your career have been your three matches with Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
But now you've set the standard.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Terrified.
Yeah. I think that I've learned more working with her than I've learned in a very long time. Because like a lot of people say, Sports Illustrated says it, she's the greatest of all time. However, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And baby, I beat the best.
You did. And that has to make you feel good, Megan. I know you never wanted Becky to lose the title, but if the person who won it from her is acknowledging she won it from the best, at least.
Listen, we were out on the floor and we walked down from Madison Square Garden, to this fine room to interview Maxine. And I said to you, as sad as I am about Becky losing the title, if someone was going to beat Becky for the title, I'm very glad that it was Maxine.
You did say that.
Thank you so much. I know that was hard for you to say.
It's nothing personal. I just love Becky.
It's okay. All the haters came back around. Did you hear them tonight? You'll be next.
I did hear them. One of the things we were talking earlier on this show with John Cena about is that
the other IC champ.
You and John Cena.
One and the same.
Right. And also,
everyone,
by the way, after Survivor Series, probably you and Dominic Mysterio. That's even bigger.
Oh, my God.
They don't call me Dirty Maxine. I shower. I have good hygiene.
That's actually my next question.
I smell nice. Okay.
Good.
Don't get it twisted.
Okay, that's good.
And I don't have time to deal with Liv or Roxanne. Like, I'm busy right now. I am so busy.
They might be coming for you, though.
That's true. Those are two people that could at some point be coming for you. But John brought up the importance of Madison Square Garden as an arena. I mean, this is the building that this company was really founded on when it was, when it was Capital Wrestling, when it was the territory. So this is the home of this promotion. And tonight's Monday Night Raw was easily one of the biggest of the year.
Yeah.
Celebrities all over the place, every sort of executive in suit and tie.
All day. Mm-hmm. All day it felt like mania. I was like, what is going on?
Yes. And for that to be the spot where you get this honor, I mean.
No, I can't believe it. You
have, I feel like, kind of jumped headfirst into this wrestling world.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know how I got here, but I could not be more grateful. And like, I'm just, I'm literally going to cuddle this tonight.
Have you thought about the nameplates? Have you put the side plates on yet? Or have you seen the side plates? Or
they may have brought it to me and said, we don't have your side plates yet, because nobody was expecting me to win.
I didn't think you were going to win.
Clearly, no one even ordered my side plates. It's my third title match. Like, tell me you didn't think I was going to win.
Right.
And so I said, listen, I've been in charge for about 3 minutes. I expect them next week.
I think that's
But at least,
fair.
I got a cute logo, and if I just hold it like this, not to pull a Miz, but like then it's Maxine.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
If anyone asks, these are my side plates, and Miz, do not come for me.
That's fair.
Unless you want to do a mixed tag match, then I'm down.
Miz, one of the greatest Intercontinental champions of all time.
Yeah,
anyway.
True.
Yeah.
Have you?
Me, Miz, and John Cena.
And Dominic.
That's inarguable. Have you talked to Natty yet?
You guys, when I tell you, like, I haven't done anything yet, I can't wait to talk to her, though. But I haven't even seen my phone. I don't know where it is.
Wow.
I came back and came here.
Well, who needs a phone when you have the Intercontinental Championship?
Exactly. I know that Natty's going to be over the moon. I did talk to her this morning. She sent me a really nice message and was like, before the day gets crazy, because the day got crazy. We were at the food bank this morning, which was so cool, getting to volunteer. Food banks for NYC, and then also West Side Campaign Against Hunger. So that was awesome. So it was a crazy day. And then we came straight here and dove right in. But she sent me a very nice message, just like, take it in. This is your moment. You can do this. You know what to do.
At what point did you believe that, right? At what point? Because it's been pretty well documented how much work you've done in the dungeon, how much work you've done with Natty, how it's like basically anytime we don't see Maxine Dupri on television, she's working on getting better and working on getting better. At what point did you have the confidence to say, like, no, this is the match I should be in?
Maybe tomorrow? No, I don't know. Like, I don't think that's, like, for me, I seriously cannot believe that this was my day. Like, I'm like, how did I get here? I don't know. When I had my first match with Becky, I never expected Adam Pearce to offer me another one. I thought I was getting one match. Then I got a second match. Then I got a third match. And I was like, wait, how am I, like in my head, I'm like, how am I pulling off these wins? What am I doing? Like, I don't know. It's like an out of body experience. And even tonight, I know that once I go home and like sleep, it'll all come back to me. But right now, like I seriously blacked out there. I don't know what happened until the roar of like, oh my gosh, I'm the IC champ.
Yeah.
And how did we get here? I don't know.
And there's only been 3 women's intercontinental champions.
Yeah.
You're right there.
No, it's really crazy.
And you know you're supposed to wear it to the airport when you fly home.
Oh, you think I'm going to let this thing out of my sight? Little Miss Becky might come and try and steal it from me. Absolutely not. She looked pretty pissed in there when I was rolling out with my new bestie, AJ.
She's biting one of the ropes.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch was biting a rope.
She's kind of feral.
Which it's a good word. What's the relationship with AJ Lee? How did that all come about?
Listen, you guys know I love a diva.
Yeah.
I love a diva. Was I expecting her to come out and help me? No.
Right.
I was shocked to my core. But I think it's a testament to who she is as a person. And like she said, she will stand up to a bully. And at the end of the day, that's what Becky is. And I think that she has seen that the last 2 matches that Becky took the easy way out. DQ, count out. And she was done letting that happen. You want to play that game? Let's play it. Finish it. AJ didn't touch her.
No way. No way. Just caused the distraction. You were ready for it. You were up there perched.
Her music scares you that much? I think it's kind of cute.
Well, I don't know. Look, I mean, you talk about getting into wrestling, watching Total Divas.
Yeah.
And the star of Total Divas, one of them was Natalya.
Yeah.
The idea that, like,
No, I'm living the dream.
I mean, how often do you sit there and, like, look around, especially on a night like tonight, and go, how is this?
It's actually
Real life.
insane. How do I share a locker room tonight with Nikki Bella, AJ Lee? Natalia's not here. She'd be top of the list, and you know that. And all these incredibly talented women. Bailey, Lyra, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley. And I get the opportunity to go out in Madison Square Garden and face Becky Lynch. I don't know. Counting my lucky stars.
I always say in wrestling, like, if you want to know if somebody's in the position that they should be in or not, you just listen to the sounds that happen when they're there. That's all it is. That's, to me, that's all. You just listen to the sounds that the audience makes. And I think that there was no doubt that tonight in Madison Square Garden, you were in the right place, in the right role,
Thank you.
and you're the right person to be the Intercontinental Champion.
Thank you. That means the world.
Now
Do you want to say it, Megan?
I think you are the right person
Thank
to be
you
the
so
Women's
much.
Intercontinental Champion. I am very excited for you. I have
Put that on a
had
t-shirt.
a front row seat to watch your journey, which
Thank you.
is so much fun. And I'm so happy for you.
Thank
and I
you.
can't wait to see the 2026 vision board.
I
What's
know.
it? I mean, do you?
We got to get crazy.
do you get crazy, or do you get, like? I mean, what do you? What do you do now? Like, do you just realize, like, okay, I'm in a position where it's time to just ride the wave, be great, and see what comes next, or do we keep figuring things out and manifesting?
When did anyone ever get good from riding the wave? Okay?
Right.
We're trying to break barriers. I got things to do.
Right.
I've got things to do, starting with seeing how long I can hang on to this bad boy, how many times I can defend it, how much growth I can have in each and every match to come out on top. That's what I'm focused on. I will say, I think that Becky made this title what it is. She made it a big time title. And I plan to do the exact same.
And will you share your vision board with us next year?
Can't wait.
Of course. Do you guys want to have a vision board party?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be fun?
it'd be so fun.
I would love that.
I've never been invited to one of the. Well, I mean,
Well-
when I say one of those, I mean a party.
Oh, of
but
course.
Maxine Dupree, congratulations!
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us on this of all nights for you, and
Unbelievable.
go take it in and enjoy yourself. You did it.
Thank you.
You did it.
Bailey may have said that there's tequila in the locker room to celebrate.
Get that tequila. Get that
Go get
tequila.
that.
Get that tequila.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Congrats.
Man, what a night for Maxine Dupree, the new Intercontinental Champion. I mean, just awesome. Just awesome. And we thank Maxine for stopping by and doing the podcast. Look, we have all these great opportunities to hang with these WWE superstars here on the podcast. Not everybody is so fortunate, but you can be. You can start hanging with these superstars. How do you do that? Well, you go to Fanatics Fest. Yes, big news, WWE and sports fans. The world's #1 sports fan festival, Fanatics Fest, is making its return to New York City. Fanatics is bringing you closer to the league's teams, superstars, and athletes you love across 4 action-packed days in July. Meet your favorite WWE superstars. Maybe Maxine Dupree will be there. And get your hands on exclusive merch, catch live podcasts, and interact with the biggest names in sports. Tickets are now on sale, and Raw Recap fans can get a 10% discount by using Raw Recap 10 at checkout. That's Raw Recap 10 at checkout. And let's be honest, it is such a big deal that John Cena literally said his life was changed.
All right.
Last year at Fanatics Fest,
Still bringing it up?
he said his life was made last year at Fanatics Fest. I can't remember who made his life. Who did he say? You don't know, but did he say? Who did he say made his life?
He said that you made his life.
That's right. Well,
Yeah,
maybe
he did.
maybe you will get the opportunity to make John Cena's life. Just get your Fanatics Fest tickets. It's going to be a humdinger. Now,
Is that what they're saying?
that's what they're on the streets. That's what
A
they're saying on the streets.
humdinger.
Humdinger, they're saying. So we'll see. I think it will be. I think it's true.
wild that you are the one who made John Cena's life.
I would never have. I'm very humble, so I wouldn't have thought
Yeah.
me. But I'll believe him. I'll take his word for it.
It's been a big night for you.
Massive,
A lot of hobnobbing for you backstage today.
bro. The tribal chief came back. That literally trumps every. I don't care who was here. The tribal chief is back. I don't care. It's nice to see people.
You're going
Great.
to tell your children this is why you have food on your table.
Right. Thank you, Uncle Roman, is what they say. That's what they say every time we have dinner. But we were talking to Maxine. You were talking about AJ Lee.
Yes.
So not only do we get this return tonight, I mean, tonight, you get the return
I
of.
love the skipping. It's so classic, right? When she skips her way down to the ring and she knows she's getting in Becky Lynch's head because she knows she got in Becky Lynch's head at WrestlePalooza and she knows she got in Becky Lynch's head on the way to WrestlePalooza. And Becky Lynch was so distracted throughout the Maxine Dupree rivalry. I mean, part of it is because, she was dealing with a referee who was clearly, had some questionable calls throughout
You
the
think
rivalry,
so?
but that's neither here nor there. AJ
Well, if the referee
Lee,
had questionable calls, if you're Adam Pierce, what do you even do?
multiple fines and multiple suspensions.
The one ref?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. Anyways,
Plural.
I'm getting back to the AJ Lee
Oh, sorry.
of it
Okay.
all.
Okay.
AJ Lee knows exactly
Jessica
how
Carr that was the referee in every match, right?
to push
Oh, sorry.
Becky Lynch's buttons.
Right.
Now, it's not difficult to get Becky Lynch riled up, especially these days. She seems to operate very riled up. That's like a normal state for her.
And sometimes it's a strength.
Yes,
Other times it distracts focus.
that's right. And that's what we saw tonight with AJ Lee. She has a special way of getting under the skin of Becky Lynch.
I love that you brought up the skip because there is something when she skips and she's got that look on her face. It is this weird control that she knows that she has over whatever
Almost like
situation.
she's careless and everybody else is enraged.
But she's not careless. She's so controlled and knows it, but she knows to portray careless.
Yes.
And that's what enrages people. I think that's 100% right on the money. There was a moment backstage, right, where on SmackDown, Charlotte said she didn't want to be on the Women's War Games team. On Raw, it appears.
Because she doesn't trust Rhea Ripley.
Right. Everything counts.
Yes.
On Raw, it appears that maybe her distrust of Rhea Ripley is not larger than her friendship with Alexa Bliss.
That's right.
That the friendship with Alexa Bliss may have brought her back into the fold, but Rhea Ripley walks over to AJ Lee, who's having a conversation with Jackie Redmond, and for a moment, Jackie Redmond was all of us.
Mhm.
When Rhea goes, "Hey, could I come talk to you about something?" and AJ Lee and Rhea Ripley walk away, and I mean, Jackie Redmond is jaw on the ground, as was I. Do you know what this means? I mean, are we going to see AJ Lee in a War Games match?
We could.
Oh, I hope so.
If we see AJ Lee in a War Games match, does that mean we're going to see?
I mean, let's not get the cart before the horse. We're going to get very
Okay.
excited. And this happens to us, Megan. this happens to us. We come up with all these ideas. We get ourselves excited.
We still need to know if Charlotte Flair is going to be in a War Games match.
We didn't get that confirmation. Did
No.
we?
We know that she has Alexa's back, but
To what
still, is that enough to overcome the lack of trust in Rhea Ripley?
There is so much happening right now, and that's why we need to be here to recap it. That's why we're always here to recap it. We will continue to be here to recap it next week after Survivor Series. Who knows where else will pop up? But the WWE podcasts are all over the place, just hitting it on all cylinders. Neil deGrasse Tyson on Logan Paul's podcast. I just watched this Stephanie McMahon interview with Paul Heyman. It's a life changer. I mean, It's one of the best podcasts I've ever listened to, period, on any network, but it's nice that it's on ours. And, of course, one of my favorite podcasts, 6 Feet Under with The Undertaker, is back this Wednesday. New episode of The Undertaker's podcast, 6 Feet Under, coming this Wednesday. And, of course, The Undertaker's doing a live one on the 12th of December in Washington, D.C. So be there, be square. Look, Megan, huge night for a lot of reasons on Monday Night Raw tonight. We've barely scratched the surface, but we will be here to scratch that surface once more next week. Did you have one particular highlight of tonight?
I got to take a picture with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Okay, that was big. That was big. That was big.
Yeah.
That was big.
It was very big.
Yeah. All right.
Really
well, yeah.
excited about that.
That was another big name
Yeah.
that was here, all to witness the return
It was a
of the
humdinger.
Tribal Chief. That's
of
what
a
they're
night.
all saying. Raw was a humdinger, and so was the Raw recap. Make sure that you hit like on YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe across all audio platforms, and make sure that you are here with us next week when we recap Raw once again. Have a good one, everybody.